America must not disarm itself in the global battle of ideas. Hello, I'm Steve Forbes, and this is What's Ahead, where you get the insights you need to better navigate these turbulent times. The Trump administration is shutting down the legendary information agencies that had long been broadcasting both news and cultural programming to the people of other nations, particularly those under authoritarian regimes like China, Russia, Iran, Cuba, and North Korea. The mission of these networks was to enable listeners to get the truth rather than the propaganda of their rulers. The Voice of America, VOA, also provided programming about various aspects of American life, such as music. Both Putin and Xi Jinping were thrilled. Beijing was furious that Radio Free Asia broke stories about its ethnic cleansing of the Uyghurs and its COVID cover-ups. Voice of America, the Office of Cuba Broadcasting, which did both radio and TV, and the Middle East Broadcasting Networks, MBN, which delivered Arab-language radio and television programming across the Middle East and North Africa, are also being axed. In addition, the Open Technology Fund, whose purpose is to help people fight internet censorship around the world, is being eliminated. All these networks operated under the supervision of the U.S. Agency for Global Media, the USAGM. Maintaining a monopoly of information is crucial for tyrants keeping power. VOA began broadcasting in 1942 to Nazi-occupied Europe. When the Cold War got underway, RFERL did the same to the Soviet Union and to countries controlled by the Kremlin in Eastern and Central Europe, such as Poland, Czechoslovakia, Romania, Hungary, Bulgaria, as well as the Baltic nations of Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia. RFERL provided crucial support for dissidents in these nations. In 1989, in an astonishing turn of events, a non-communist government emerged in Poland, followed by uprisings in other communist European nations that ousted their red overlords. The Berlin Wall fell. When Lech Walesa, the leader of the Polish dissidents, was asked what role Radio Free Europe played, he replied with a question: what is the earth without the sun? I was privileged to head the oversight agency for Radio Free Europe and Radio Liberty from 1985 to 1993 as these astonishing changes unfolded. All of these networks are crucial in playing a similar role today in providing the truth that have tyrannical regimes behaving like vampires when confronted with the cross. They reach tens of millions of people. It is true that in recent years, many facets of these networks seriously lost their way and were in need of deep and fundamental reform. But it is the height of destructive foolishness to obliterate them altogether in the world today. Our values, our basic security are being challenged in ways not seen since the darkest days of the Cold War. Because we are surfeited with loud, non-stop information, we tend to think everyone everywhere has similar access to information. Not true. That's why China literally employs millions of people to censor the internet. If these agencies are shut down, they'll be extremely difficult to start again. When I was with RFERL, the State Department frequently complained that our broadcasts of truth were complicating their diplomacy with various communist governments. Putin and Xi will howl if these networks are juiced up and run effectively. All the reason to spare them for the fight ahead. I'm Steve Forbes. Thanks for listening. Do send in your comments and suggestions, and I look forward to being with you soon again.